Trojan Sports Now.
Welcome back to Trojan Sports Now. Can the Trojans do it again? The Trojans are coming off a high-scoring game victory on last weekend against New Mexico State. The Troy football team is looking to carry that momentum into this weekend's Halloween matchup against Sunbelt leading Appalachian State. Head coach Neil Brown is well aware of this team's dominance in the conference, but his confidence for the team, he knows they will not disappoint him.
We've got the best team in our league at Boone. They play really well at home. It's a tough trip. We're going to head up on Thursday night and go part of the way. They're one of the hottest teams in the country. I think they're 12-1 over the last 13 games. They came into Troy an underdog last year, sitting at 1-5. And the rest is history. They're 12-1. Their O-line is really solid, probably the best O-line in our conference. They're balanced. They lead the Sun Belt in about every offensive category, and they create a lot of alignment and matchup issues based on what they do. Defensively, they're number one in the country in red zone. You know, and Adam can tell you for sure. I think they've only given up 4 red zone touchdowns, which is unbelievable to me. They play a 3-down system. Everything's based on creating negative play.
Keeping the momentum seems to be the game scheme for this week against Appalachian State. Communication on last week led to the Trojans' high-scoring victory, and that is the Trojans' main focus heading into this weekend.
App State's got a very good defense, and it was great last week to have a great offensive showing. So just keep the momentum going up to this week. Be good for us.
All about communication. We've been emphasizing communication all this week. You have to play together as a whole and just focus.
Taking on Appalachian State will be no easy task for the Trojans, but these players have rehearsed what Coach Brown says constantly, and if you ask them, they are up for the challenge.
We always do. Coach Brown, one thing he'll always say that we hear every week is strain, and basically that's giving an extra effort.
It should be fun, you know. Well, facing guys like that, you know, it's a challenge. It gives you that hunger, desire, and you know. You approaching a great quarterback, you know, that really motivates you to be even better, practice better, and, you know, just focus in better each and every week. So, you know, I look at it as a challenge, and I'm ready for it.
The Trojans leave this afternoon heading to Boone, North Carolina to face off against Appalachian State. Kickoff is set for 2:30 p.m.
Troy soccer doesn't step back onto the pitch until next Thursday when they start tournament play in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament in Atlanta. The Trojans won't know who their opponent will be until this Thursday evening, but head coach Jason Hamilton isn't worried about who their opponent will be.
So yeah, if Lafayette wins, we'll face Lafayette. If Lafayette loses, we'll face Georgia Southern. The good news is they're both very similar teams. They play very similar styles. So you know, we don't have to make too big of adjustments depending on who we play. You know, it's not like one team's very direct and high pressure. The other team sits back and keeps the ball. So they play the same way. You know, both games were pretty similar when we played them, both on the road. We won both games 1-0 late in the second half. So, you know, either team's going to be a difficult team to play against. But the good news is for us, preparing for those opponents, they're very similar. So we can kind of just start to put together what we want to do.
The Trojans are getting ready for the Sun Belt Conference Tournament beginning on November 4th.
Looking to get back into the winning column, the Troy volleyball team returns to the court this weekend when they travel to Arlington, Texas to play UT Arlington on Friday and then Texas State on Saturday.
The cross-country team had last weekend off, but this weekend they will begin their run at the Sun Belt Conference Championships November 1st in Atlanta, Georgia.
Trojan Madness that kicked off Wednesday pumped the fans up for the upcoming basketball seasons. Both the men and women's teams will return to court when they host an exhibition doubleheader at Trojan Arena on November 5th. The women tip off at 5:15 p.m. against Stillman, when the men to follow at 7:30 p.m. against AUM. The Troy women opened their regular season at home on Friday, November 13th against West Alabama. The Troy men opened that night on the road at South Florida. The Troy men opened their home regular season schedule on Sunday, November 15th, when they host Reading Hearts.
The women's golf team will hit the course in Gulf Shores, Alabama for the UAB Fall Beach Bash after a 2-week layoff beginning November 2nd. The men concluded their fall season last week and will be back on the greens in the spring. That's all the time we have for Trojan Sports Now. Check us out online at youtube.com/Troy Trojan Vision to catch anything you missed.
For Jahmal Kennedy, I'm Khadijah Torbert. Thanks for watching, and as always,
go Trojans!
Trojan Sports Now.